If you feel busy but are never productive, your problem isn't time management, it's loss of energy. Hello, driven professionals, and welcome back to the channel where we tackle major challenges in your personal and professional life. You're fighting the midday slump all wrong. The 2 p.m. crash isn't just a physical drop, it's a mental burnout. In this video, I'm giving you 3 non-negotiable psychological shields that will help you to protect your focus and end that afternoon slump at work. All right, ambitious professionals, let's do this. Hack number 1, the brain fog, decision fatigue. Every tiny choice you make, such as which email to read first, what outfit to wear, draws from the same resource, your ego. By 2 p.m., your decision making muscle is exhausted and your ego is depleted. When your ego is depleted by 2 p.m., you become impulsive. You check social media, you open the junk email, and you grab the sugary snack. To truly conquer decision fatigue, we need to follow the lead of high level thinkers, meaning, for example, wear the same style of clothing all week. Think about people who are masters of their time, like Steve Jobs and his black turtleneck, or Mark Zuckerberg and his gray t shirt. They weren't being boring. They were thinking strategically about dressing just as they thought about their work. You see, they understood that every minute spent deciding on what to wear is a minute not spent on solving problems. So they created a signature uniform to put that decision on autopilot and save their mental energy for the work that actually moves the needle. Here's a tip to fight being impulsive. Use if then planning. What I mean by that is, instead of saying, I will check email later, say, if I finish this presentation, then I will immediately close the laptop and take a 10-minute walk. Or if I get a notification, then I will ignore it until my designated 3:30 p.m. check time. This stops the impulse before it even starts. Remember that having too many options will drain you, so your goal is to eliminate low value decisions before noon. Try the zero decision lunch. That's another secret weapon. So choose your lunch the night before because too many options leads to less satisfaction. And what I mean by that is when you open your inbox with, let's say, 50 emails, your brain has to process 50 different possibilities. So don't decide when to check email. Decide on 3 specific times and stick to them. Now, here's a pro tip. Create a next 5 minutes list every morning. This is a mini to-do list that prevents you from debating what to do immediately after a meeting or a break. It saves you dozens of micro decisions. So stop spending your willpower on decisions that pay $0. Now, this video that you're listening to right now is part 2 of beating that 2 p.m. slump at work. And if you want to see part 1, the link is in the YouTube description. If you could eliminate just one small decision from your morning routine to save your willpower for the afternoon, what would it be? My vote is the zero decision lunch because your diet affects your physical and mental health. Let me know in the comments. Hack number 2, using structured procrastination. Okay, so let's be real. The 2 p.m. slump is a biological certainty, meaning your body naturally lowers your core temperature and releases sleepy chemicals. So fighting this dip is a waste of energy. With structured procrastination, you don't eliminate the slump. You give it a productive purpose. So instead of trying to force high value deep work during this time, you reserve the 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. window for low cognitive load tasks. When you hit the 2 p.m. slump, your mental activation energy is too low to start a hard task. The term activation energy means the minimum energy required to start a reaction or task. So if you start to procrastinate at work in the afternoon, it's not because you're lazy. When you're in a slump, your brain doesn't have the fuel to climb the mountain of a tough project. So use the slump buffer, meaning anchor your slump time with activities that must be done but require minimal brain power. Think of things like filing expenses, organizing your digital folders, updating your project planner, or watching a quick training video. You are using the lower energy window to clear the low leverage clutter. A small win gives you the mental energy to push into real work later. Another thing you can try is mandatory offline tasks. So you need sensory rest because the eye strain and mental fatigue from continuous screen time contribute heavily to the slump. A true slump buffer should involve a sensory change. So you're not resting if you're just moving from one brightly lit screen to another. When the slump hits, force yourself to complete an administrative task away from your computer. Examples include spending 10 minutes physically organizing your desk and filing physical papers, or drafting your to do list for tomorrow using paper and pen. Now, here's a pro tip: use the two rule task to prevent yourself from doing low value tasks all afternoon. So, try this with the slump buffer. Set a timer for no more than 30 minutes, then apply the two task rule. Decide that once you complete two non critical tasks, such as reply to all emails or filing the physical papers, that you must immediately return to your high value project, no matter how easy the low value task feels. Hack number three: the psychological shield. This is your micro recovery. The final drain on your energy is constant mental noise, such as stress, anxiety over that deadline that is approaching quickly, and constant interruptions. This creates a state of low grade burnout. We mistake busyness for productivity because we allow constant cognitive switching costs, which refers to the time and energy it takes for your brain to re engage after an interruption. The psychological drain of anticipation, meaning waiting for the next ping, is exhausting. So try the Zeigarnik effect. You see, your brain is spending energy constantly nagging you about unfinished tasks. To neutralize that noise, stop, grab a piece of paper, and spend 90 seconds writing down every single thought draining your focus. Once the list is written, immediately choose one item and transfer it to a designated place like a to-do list or your calendar, or Ask My Boss folder. The act of writing it down and assigning it a future place tells your brain it's safe to forget about it for now. Then, and this is key, transfer one of those items to your actual schedule. Then that means you've externalized the clutter, you told your subconscious the task is handled, and instantly freed up the mental energy that noise was consuming. Now, here's a pro tip: make sure you set digital boundaries, meaning turn off all email and chat notifications for your deep work hours. Protect your focus with the same intensity you guard your calendar, because energy is conserved when the mind is settled. Let's wrap this up by putting these powerful strategies into three simple rules you can remember all week. Rule number one: be a brain saver. Stop wasting your mental fuel on decisions that don't matter. Rule number two: be a smart slacker. Stop fighting the slump and start using it. Anchor your low energy hours with your easiest tasks to create momentum for later. And rule number three: find your reset button. Whether it's the 90-second brain dump or a digital boundary, clear the stress and the mental clutter between tasks so you start fresh every time. My dear ambitious professionals, take care until the next video.